Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I don't know what you guys think. Is this the most bearish thing maybe you've ever seen?
This is the about face that the bulls were waiting for. It's the comeuppance for the myriad bears who never embraced the possibility that Powell could engineer a soft landing, a terrific soft landing. And this one's so soft it barely counts as a landing at all. Those bears are now trapped. There's nothing they can do except try to rip their legs out of the jaws of those bear traps. Oh, good luck. I'm told those things really hurt, especially when you're short.
So Jim Cramer, I guess, celebrating the fact that, we are seeing in many different markets. I've got the Dow Jones up here on the weekly. Many different markets are seeing new all-time highs. Well, the Dow Jones seeing a new all-time high. This is the Dow on the weekly. The S&P 500 getting very, very close to a new high, as you guys can see that. We talked about this a couple days ago. The NASDAQ not faring so well, but it is still trying to make its way up. I mean, I don't know why he's so excited. Huge week, says Genevieve Roch-Decter. So she's been working in finance for 15 years. Gives her recap here. The S&P rallies 2.7%, now only 1.6% away from its record high. And you guys saw that on the previous chart. So we got the Dow and NASDAQ 100 hit all-time highs. The Fed holds rates unchanged. So guys, this is going to be important moving forward into 2024 and expects 3 rate cuts in 2024. Fed member John Williams goes on CNBC and says premature to think about what the March rates are going to be or about March rate cuts specifically. Volatility hits a 4-year low. Retail investors are buying the most stocks since March 2022. Boy, this is not, I don't think this is going to end well, but let's continue. Jim Cramer says the recession is not coming, as we just saw. Bears are getting demolished, as Jim Cramer is claiming. Apple hits a new record high. China's central bank injects record monthly amount into the financial system. Germany, France, and India stock markets hit all-time highs as well. US CPI at 3.1% year on year in November, in line with expectations. Goldman Sachs expects the Fed to start cutting rates in March. So that is the Goldman prediction. Alibaba hits a 52-week low. Pfizer hits a 10-year low. SEC holds a meeting with BlackRock to discuss its spot Bitcoin ETF. JP Morgan says Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin in 2024. That is a big one. 30-year mortgage rates are now below 7%. U.S. retail sales increased 0.3% in November versus 0.1%. That was the expected amount. And an all-time high of Americans spend 50% of their income on rent. So that's at an all-time high. Restaurant prices are 24% up since January of 2020. Former President Trump says the U.S. will have one of the greatest economic years the nation has ever recorded if he is elected in 2024. Of course he does. Bill introduced in the Senate that would force big investors to sell off all single-family homes they own over 10 years. That's interesting, kind of a great reset-y. U.S. consumers are spending at record levels, and economists are mystified, struggling to forecast an endpoint. Holiday spending expected to reach record levels this year, totaling $966 billion. So a bit of a mixed bag here. Record highs, I'm guessing, people are feeling the euphoria. But, the Bitcoin and crypto story as a whole, I think we're going to see that play a huge role in 2024. So, we're getting close to the end of the year, and, crypto is, 2023 has seen a very interesting year for crypto as a whole. Bitcoin right now trading at 42,400. We've got XRP. Again, these are on the weekly, mimicking the Bitcoin trajectory upward, that slow trajectory upward, and we're seeing an XRP trading at around 62 cents. So slowly grinding to the upside, guys. Let me just bring Bitcoin back here on the, I'll put it on the hourly. And so on the hourly, guys, short-term time frame, we still are not really seeing new highs for Bitcoin. We did try to get up past this level here, but we could not get past about 43,400. It did come back down in the 41,000 zone, and so now hovering around 42,000. It is a bit of a wait-and-see period for Bitcoin. I still do think we are going to probably trade sideways, maybe move down a little further for the next couple of months. I think in the 30s. I think if we see Bitcoin in the 30,000s, that is not an unreasonable expectation at this point in the market cycle. We're seeing fear and greed. Greed is still at 73, so people are still holding on tight. 24-hour volume for, many altcoins down a little bit, up a little bit, just depending on what we're looking at here. AVAX, an incredible 24 hours, 9.7%. to the upside. But, by and large, we're seeing, not too much in terms of movement for the crypto space. This is to be expected for December. In some ways, we have seen Santa rallies in the past. A lot of these coins have seen big moves already. So, some of these altcoins have been really performing very, very well. And I'm noticing here, some of the coins that I have in the $10,000 plus portfolio at patreon.com/working money channel are also faring quite well. Of course, we're not seeing targets yet where we want to sell, but they are moving in the right direction. And, there could still be a chance to get into some of these coins. I know some of my patrons said they joined later on telling me how much their portfolios were up, and they got into some of these coins at better cost average prices than me. And I think, if we do see another correction, which is bound to come, we could get into some more positions, cost average, or get into some other cryptocurrencies at really good prices. So only $5 a month, guys. If you're interested to see what I'm trading this bull run, I wanted to bring this up too, guys. Ledger support. I've been getting some requests for this because I know I do talk about the Ledger Nano. It is the wallet that I use. Full disclosure, my cryptocurrency is fine. Guys, you got to check your Ledger Live if you are using the Ledger. We have identified and removed a malicious version of the Ledger Connect kit. So this was the update as of a couple of days ago. I kind of wanted to wait until Ledger came out with their full update here. A genuine version has been pushed to replace the malicious file now. So I do suggest you guys update your hardware wallets. Your cold storage wallets do not interact with any dApps at the moment. We will keep you informed as the situation evolves. So here they're saying the malicious version was replaced with a genuine version at this point in time here. It's great that Ledger is giving us these updates. The new genuine version should be propagated soon. So again, this is from a couple of days ago. So this has likely already been done. We will provide a comprehensive report as soon as it's ready. So continuing on with this thread here, you guys can see that Ledger has remedied the situation. And so, again, if you guys are, with any hardware wallet, Ledger is just one of the more popular ones. So I could see why they have been target. They are on top of the customer service, though, and they are on top of the updates. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention if you guys are using a cold storage Ledger device. Again, check your Ledger Live if you've downloaded on your phone. And if you have not connected to your Ledger in a while, make sure you do update that with the latest software. Wanted to keep moving, guys, because crypto landscape is changing. We got to be very, very careful. Keep your crypto in cold storage. Do not leave it up to the exchanges to custody your crypto, because a lot of these exchanges, even back in 2021 when I was using Binance, I thought, okay, this is it. I'm going to be doing a lot of my trading over here and then cashing out on my off-ramp exchange. And by the way, for the patrons, I did say I am going to be doing a on-ramp, off-ramp cash out video, and that is coming very, very soon. But to my point here, Binance is now delisting. They're removing several liquidity pairs here. And if you see, a lot of these coins are very, very popular too, like Bitcoin, USDT, Tether, Litecoin is on this list. So these are some big pairs like Solana Bitcoin, XRP Bitcoin, XRP Ethereum, XRP BNB coin, Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin. So be sure, guys, if you are still using the Binance exchange that, and if you're planning to use it actively for trading, to be careful, because a lot of these pairings are now being delisted. Of course, Binance is coming under scrutiny by many governments worldwide. It is that last kind of bastion of the old world of crypto that a lot of us loved and hated at the same time for probably different reasons. But the world is changing in crypto, and we got to be prepared. This bull run is going to look very, very different than the last one. So be prepared. I hope you guys are prepared. I know I am. We got more news here, guys. Zan Bank. They are a Qatar-based bank. They have now partnered with Ripple partner Temos. So another Ripple-enabled company helping one of these Middle Eastern banks to migrate to Temenos' core banking platform in order to optimize their overall wealth management and investment banking products. So more news here, guys. Following this announcement, the core banking platform of Temenos is expected to enable Zan Bank to increase its speed to market. It is Sharia compliant, which is very important. Of course, the XRP cryptocurrency is a Sharia compliant crypto as well. In addition, the financial institution will be enabled to have access to the modern API-driven cloud-native technology, as well as to secure and efficient banking products from both Temenos and the exchange ecosystem. Zan Bank will also have the possibility to accelerate its digital initiatives as well, with the personalization process being driven by data and artificial intelligence. According to the official press release, the integration will allow Zan Bank to leverage new functionality solutions in order to reduce the number of local customization procedures, as the bank already moved its swift processing, so including securities, settlement to core banking, to deliver its customers improved functionality with an increase in straight-through processing and transaction processing time. So we are seeing a Sharia-compliant bank. Obviously, they need to be Sharia compliant in Qatar with a large Muslim population. Moving on to Temos, backend solution leveraging RippleNet XRP, a Sharia compliant cryptocurrency. And I don't know what it means to be Sharia compliant. Like, I don't know what the technicals in the backend need to be, but I got to say, a very smart move from Ripple to do that. I mean, now they can permeate the entire Middle Eastern region, which is huge. They have already done that, partnered already with several Middle Eastern banks as well. So some great news here coming from Ripple partner Temos and Zan Bank in the Middle East. Want to keep moving, guys, because Wrath Economy brought this to my attention. FOMO Pay, another Ripple partner. They have now partnered with another bank, Zan Bank, in the UAE to facilitate cross-border payments between Asia and the MENA region. So check this out. FOMO Pay is from Singapore, and they've partnered with Zan Bank from the UAE, and their strategic partnership is to facilitate they're working to facilitate seamless cross-border payments between the dynamic markets of Asia, the Middle East, and North Africa specifically. This collaboration aims to enhance cost effectiveness and time efficiency in B2B, so business-to-business cross-border transactions, providing businesses with a streamlined digital payment option and digital banking solutions for collections and payouts in the region. And as a major payment institution licensed by the Monetary Authority of Singapore. So we got to remember that too. The same designation that Ripple has. FOMO Pay has expanded its global remittance reach to 70 plus countries. So we are seeing this happening with this particular company, Ripple-enabled FOMO Pay. They have global remittance reach of 70 plus because they are one of those authorized payment companies, having recently secured a money service operator license from the Hong Kong Customs and Excise Department. FOMO Pay strengthens its presence in the Greater Bay Area. So huge moves here, and because of these designations now, these companies can, really kind of extend their tentacles into other regions of the world, which is great too, because cross-border payments is one thing, country to country, great. For a lot of these countries, if they're in close proximity, chances are they already do a lot of trade, which means, by and large, a lot of those rails are already fairly liquid. But, when we move into other countries, maybe more exotic corridors where there's different types of fiat currencies, maybe not widely used. They have in the past used, in some examples, the US dollar, but now they can use RippleNet, leverage RippleNet through FOMO Pay in this particular case to conduct these types of payments. So, the MENA region, as they're saying here, seeing steady economic growth. That's the other thing too, right? The traditional markets that we've always kind of, known to be big markets, the US, China, those are going to be, I don't think they're going to become less and less important, but, more and more of these emerging markets are going to be more important. So I think we're going to start to see more of these emerging markets move. And, it's not going to be like the two, US, China. It's going to be probably several different ones. And I think China and the US will probably lose a little bit of market share while other ones will grow. And so, again, another good reason why, we're seeing this XRP adoption globally, and what that's going to mean for our XRP, going to be in high demand, thus eventually needing more of it in this ecosystem, and thus will command a higher price eventually. So anyway, wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman there for pointing that out. We also got Anthony Welfare here, specializing in stablecoins at Ripple, and he just posted a new update with regards to the Palo stablecoin project. Okay, excellent to see phase 2 of the Palo stablecoin project being officially launched. The PSC is the digital currency backed one-to-one with the US dollar. It is FDIC insured. The digital currency is used on the XRP ledger, as we know, the XRPL-based ecosystem, and is then used to make payments and improve the financial accessibility to the Palo people. Using a blockchain-based digital currency opens up so many innovative and useful opportunities, such as reducing fees associated with financial transactions, of course, reducing the carbon footprint of the money flow, and increased inclusion, since no bank account is needed to use the PSC. So all digital technology running on, I'm assuming, smartphones, or as an extension, a desktop or a laptop computer. Note, Palo is made up of 340 islands. There are challenges getting fiat currencies around these, and mobile data is expensive. So, of course, because of the situation there is a need for a CBDC, and a great island nation where Ripple could pilot this project. Obviously, it's going very well. So, phase 2, guys, of the Palo stablecoin project has been launched. Wanted to thank Anthony Welfare there for that update. And in the United States, it's looking very positive for Ripple and XRP as well. Are we going to get a full conclusion of the lawsuit in 2024? Well, Stuart Alderati seems to think so. This one courtesy of XRP Crypto Wolf on Twitter. So, in a recent series of posts, Ripple Chief Legal Officer Stuart Alderati has unveiled his predictions for the crypto sector in 2024. These predictions delve into the expected resolution of the Ripple SEC lawsuit, the role of the judiciary in shaping crypto regs, and the potential crypto impasse in Congress. So, he talked about quite a bit. The chief legal officer of Ripple anticipates the conclusion of the SEC's long-standing lawsuit against Ripple in 2024. However, he warns that the SEC's approach of regulation by enforcement is likely to persist. Well, if we got Gary Gensler at the helm and, we don't shake it up a bit, then yeah, chances are we're going to have to muster through this, unfortunately for us. But, fortunately, I think more people are catching on. Congress is realizing it. Even the CFTC has criticized the SEC to an extent, not overtly and not so much, but there were in that Rostin Benham video, he did make a few comments that got me wondering. So this is of course going to affect more players in the industry. I mean, I guess good for us because we can still kind of trade in a bit of a Wild West way where, the crypto industry is not fully regulated yet, but they are trying slowly but surely. I have a feeling stablecoins are going to be in their sights next. He goes on to say, though, additionally, he foresees that courts will continue to play a crucial role in curbing the SEC's overreach, which is good. He actually predicts that ongoing legal disputes could eventually culminate to a Supreme Court showdown. He says disagreements in 2024 could lead to legislative stalemates, which would just prolong the process of getting crypto regulated in the U.S. This impasse could leave U.S. crypto firms in a precarious position as other global players make significant strides in regulatory clarity and innovation. Of course, that part would not be good for the U.S. crypto sector. Nevertheless, if we do get that resolution in 2024, especially if we are assuming the majority of the bull run, the majority of those gains we are going to see in 2024. What's that going to mean for XRP, guys? I have a feeling XRP is going to be a huge performer. I mean, Jamie Dimon was saying, Ethereum's going to outperform Bitcoin, but now think of the on-ramps, off-ramps that are going to be available for US traders of XRP. Could we see something similar to what we saw back in here? Now, I mean, this was under very, very different circumstances, but from this bottom here, March 2017, when XRP was trading under a penny to the all-time high, about 9 months later, XRP rose 57,000%, 57,770% roughly. So I don't know if we're going to see those kinds of gains, but beyond all-time high, definitely in the cards. Wanted to thank XRP Crypto Wolf for pointing that out. We've also got Ripple partner Rocketfuel, their CEO, coming out discussing how guys like Jamie Dimon are probably getting very scared. And, along those same lines of Ripple and XRP clarity in 2024, well, this is what we're going to start to see, I think, with that cryptocurrency specifically, even if the kinks haven't been sorted out in the US. Well, listen to what he has to say here, guys.
I don't know if anyone has tried, or if you've tried to move like $100,000 from the US to Singapore using the banking system. It is not easy. We had to move $400,000 from our subsidiary in Europe over here. It took a month. It's crazy. And by the way, that is why Jamie Dimon and the established banks are scared of this technology, because they do not want to be the next yellow cab.
Yeah.
Because I look at my transactions. I think we've done 450,000 payment transactions this year, and a lot of them between businesses, and they go outside the banking system.
Mm-hmm.
And that's lost revenue for them, lost control, lost everything. So I don't blame him for not liking it, right? And especially if he can't move fast enough.
So even big companies are saying, they are going beyond the banking system to make these types of transactions. This was courtesy of Tony Edward from the Thinking Crypto podcast, but posted here on Twitter by XRP Drop. So I wanted to thank both of them for pointing that out. Peter Jensen of Rocketfuel, that newly forged Ripple partner, discussing how, banks, they are in trouble and they know it. Also wanted to point this out, courtesy of the blockchain backer here, the biggest sponsors of Consensus 2024 so far, okay? So 2024, guys, going to be a big year. Stellar, Tron, and Hedera were 5-block sponsors last year. Only Stellar continues to do a 5-block in 2024. But guys, the XRP Ledger, they were not a sponsor at all in 2023, but now a 4-block sponsor in 2024, which means they will have a big space at the conference. And notice too, how it's XRP Ledger who is the sponsor and not Ripple. things that make you go, interesting. So, moving away from making Ripple the focus and just focusing on the XRP ledger specifically, all the companies involved running on the XRPL in the spotlight here. So thought that was interesting too. And again, this is for the sponsors for Consensus 2024 coming next year. Wanted to thank the blockchain backer for posting that. We've also got this official announcement from Ripple. Ripple president Monica Long was featured in the New York Times special series on what macro factors such as cryptoization of emerging economies are affecting and how consumer behaviors will change in 2024. So more insight here, guys. I will link this entire New York Times article in the description of the video. What and why will we buy in 2024? We asked a global group of entrepreneurs, business leaders, and academics to assess customer behavior and what it could mean for the coming year and beyond. What will we buy? That's an interesting question. So a lot of people interviewed here. We did get Monica Long giving her 2 cents on the topic here. Monica Long, current financial structures are too slow to support global commercial growth. The only constant about the global economy is change. The change is often seen first in developing countries where consumers take novel approaches to adapting it. And in 2023, we saw reports from the International Monetary Fund and the Financial Stability Board specifically citing the cryptoization of developing economies where, because of macroeconomic instability and weak inflation controls, people have begun to prefer cryptocurrencies to local currencies. So, you give them, a situation where inflation's out of control. People can't, they can't figure out what to do. For example, in Argentina, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, people are increasingly turning to crypto or US dollar-backed stablecoins rather than their volatile home currencies for saving and making purchases. And so this trend underlies a simple truth. And guys, this goes back to the fact that I think more and more people are going to be using cryptocurrencies for purchases. I think this bull run is going to see a huge inflow of money. And I think there are going to be a lot of people that FOMO in, which is going to be good for us because we got into our cryptocurrencies at good prices. But I think there's going to be a lot of FOMO. I think there are going to be a lot of people at the top that bought too late. And then when the market starts going down, they're going to have these cryptocurrencies. And even at a loss, I think they're going to see them as not as valuable as we see them. They're going to be like, okay, well, now I have too much of this. And how am I going to use this now for purchases? And they might just start using them for purchases. I think, the financial situation in the US and beyond is getting more critical. People are getting more vulnerable. And I have a feeling that this is part of the story, not a good part, but part of the story. She says this trend underlies the simple truth that our financial infrastructure is too fractured, slow and expensive to serve growing global commerce. Today, many new businesses are online and global from day one. With the rise of cryptocurrency and blockchain technologies, it's clear that our financial rails can and will be internet native, in turn bringing greater accessibility to financial services for everyone. People cannot maintain their faith in the financial system that relies on systems built decades ago to move money. So she's talking about the technology specifically. I mean, quite honestly, at the end of the day, I didn't really care too much. I mean, my credit card works, and I think for a lot of people, they just think, swipe the credit card, take out cash, pay, that works. But guys, for what the bigger plan is, for what they have prepared for us, I think that the system has to run on DLT technology. Luckily for us, we're ready to hedge our bets. And when that XRP rallies, I am going to be cashing out a portion, going to be saving a portion for that long term. All the details will be at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel for those interested in that. But in the meantime, I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.